Hey everyone, it's Mad Mike here. We are knee deep in the Thursday Night War. It is June 5th. Impact just went off the air, and as soon as it did, a WWE Films logo came up, and it was magnificent.
Yep.
With me, as always, is AJ. How are you doing, AJ?
I'm pretty good. Especially because I use my superpowers, which is to just laugh and laugh and laugh at TNA.
Okay, well, you didn't watch NXT tonight, correct?
I didn't because NXT's on at 9, right?
Yeah.
That's right. During the 9 o'clock hour, I had a lovely conversation with my wife. Talk to your loved ones occasionally. So I talked to my wife instead of watching NXT or TNA. I'm a better man for it.
Now, before we actually get into the show, you were telling me about this conversation. What did your wife say about what was on the television? Because I think the people need to know this.
So, my wife, Abby, is a fantastic woman and has watched wrestling with me from time to time because she's a loving and caring person. And I had the TV on over here. I was FaceTiming with my wife because I'm traveling for work. So I'm FaceTiming with my wife on the computer here, and I had the TV on over here, but it was on mute. And remind me to explain something. I was making up dialogue to a thing, and I'll explain it later, but remind me.
Okay.
So the TV's on, and I kept looking away like I'm doing now at the TV, and my wife was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "Wrestling, and not the good kind." She goes, "Yeah, you're right. It's not the good kind. Pay attention." It's Thursday. Come on. I was like, fine. And so I shut the TV off and I turned it back on. So remember, if you're ever FaceTiming with your wife or significant other, because that we don't judge, we tolerate here at the Wrestling Show. Turn the TV off. Do the best. But yeah, so I didn't watch that. I did watch. So Mike, walk me through NXT.
Okay, well, first I'll say one thing about Legends House, and then I'll give my brief NXT review. Legends House was very funny for the first half and got very, very awkward, weird, sad, and disappointing the second half.
Let's not use the term disappointing, but just sad.
Okay, all right, just sad and awkward.
Disappointing involves like they did something that you didn't like.
That's true. Okay, that's fair. But
it was just sad.
It was a very odd juxtaposition from a roast where they're calling each other assholes to Pat Patterson basically coming out and Jimmy Hart talking about his dead daughter.
Yeah, neither of those things are roast.
Yeah, all of those happened in the same episode, and none of them were related.
Yeah.
So anyway, on to NXT. My one word for NXT is summer. Yes. All right. First of all, we had the first thing I'm gonna mention off the top. Tyler Breeze's music video was goddamn amazing. Like it was probably one of the funniest things they've done on NXT. And then they showed a Bo Dallas promo that was even funnier. Even funnier than that. They used cheesy 80s music. They showed clips from Bo leaving. And then they showed stuff that we didn't get to see on NXT, where Bo was saying he was going to call campus security if everyone didn't clear out. It was the funniest.
Call campus security!
Yeah, like he was literally screaming, "I'm going to call campus security!" First he said he was going to call the cops, and then he came back out and said, "Okay, the cops aren't coming, but I'm going to call campus security. You guys all stink."
I love Bo Dallas' character.
Bo Dallas is just a treasure, and I really hope there comes a time where he tries to clear out a 15,000-seat arena. Like, he tries to get them all to leave.
You guys have to leave now!
Yeah.
That would be amazing. And then JBL gets up and walks away, and everybody else leaves.
And they were chanting "Bo leave," and he was chanting "You leave."
You know what? It really is the happy place. It really is.
It really is. Like, picture the best indie show you've ever gone to, and then give it WWE's production value. That's what NXT is.
Quote your source.
All right, so the rest of NXT. We had. I'm confused with the NXT Championship.
Okay, go ahead.
Because last week on TakeOver,
Hmm?
Tyler Breeze won the number one contendership for the NXT Championship.
Correct.
Okay. However, Adrian Neville defended the title tonight in an ODQ match against Justin Gabriel.
What?
Yeah. The match was fine. You know, nothing too overly great or good about it. It was fine. It was very serviceable. They didn't really do anything no disqualification worthy. But then, after the match, Tyson Kidd comes out, and first of all, props for the NXT audience for chanting Natty's husband. Because that was great.
That's pretty great.
And every time, like, Tyson Kidd has his own what chant now. Only every time there's a break in his speech, people scream fact. Even if he's not saying... All right, so AJ, just say something.
Ranch dressing is best on all salads.
Fact! Because Tyson does that in his promos, but he wasn't coming out to do that this time. They filled it in for him, and it was pretty great.
I love that. I love that so very deeply because I want a crowd of at least a couple hundred people. Whenever I say something, like, you know what you need to do? What we're going to do today is we're going to do this, 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 and this. Fact! What? Oh, okay. And then just everything I say is now being backed up by like a group of a couple hundred people.
Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting for someone with a really low voice to try and use the microphone. Everyone have to legitimately say what because they can't hear him.
No, I want somebody with a really, really low voice to say something, like, and then they get the fact treatment. It's like, Gatorade contains a lot of electrolytes. And then the entire crowd goes, fact. Real low, too.
All right, so let's see. We had the team of J.J. Dillon. J.J. Dillon! No, it's, I forget. One guy's name is J.J., the other one's Ty Dillinger. I forget. But Bobby and myself have taken to calling them J.J. Dillon. That's what we're calling them. I don't remember which of us said it first, but I know Bobby tweeted it out today. So, Team J.J. Dillon won a match. It was really good. Right. I'm trying to think of what else was on it. And I think the only other thing was Bayley and Charlotte had a match. And oh man, do I love Bayley.
Well,
Bayley was giving air high fives to people.
Like from the ring?
No, because she went to walk around the ring like to give high fives to people, but no one was standing up in the front row. So people in the crowd were like putting their hands up like this, so she would go, air high five.
Bayley is the best.
She is adorable. And Bayley and Charlotte was actually my favorite match of the night. Like, it was a hell of a lot of fun. And the reason my word of the day is Summer Rae came back. And we reformed the BFFs.
Great.
Yes. And making the save for Bayley was Paige and Emma. So
great. Wait.
Uh-huh.
WWE Emma or NXT Emma?
There was no pink condom on her arm, so I'm assuming NXT Emma.
Great.
Yes. So if that leads to a Six Diva match, you have one very happy Mad Mike.
That sounds like a pretty fun time.
Yeah. However, just as we thought we saw what they were doing with this, they had a backstage segment with Sasha and Charlotte. And Summer Rae came in. She was all very happy, and she was like, "Hey, guys, aren't you glad I'm back? Like, I've been on Total Divas. I'm going to be in a movie. I've been promoting the BFFs." And they did not seem very happy about it. So yeah,
Summer
could
Rae.
be could be very interesting.
That's pretty fun. All right.
I'm a big fan.
All right. So I did not watch the beginning of TNA.
Okay.
However, I will. Well, I need to come up with a word for TNA.
Yes, you do.
Superfluous.
All right, that's good. My word for TNA is going to be a hyphenated word.
Go
And
ahead.
it's going to be go fish.
Okay.
Yes.
I think we should. Yeah. Never mind.
Well, you said you wanted me to remind you because you were making dialogue for something.
All right. So while I was FaceTiming with Abby, I looked over at the TV, and it was Austin Aries and Samoa Joe doing their backstage segment.
Mm-hmm.
But I had the TV on mute, and they're just talking to each other, and I started making up dialogue for the two of them, and it went a little something like this. You know what? I love peach cobbler. But you know what? I don't like peach cobbler at all. Peach cobbler is gross. You're gross. I'm going to see you in a match tonight. And that's what happened.
Honestly, I would prefer
whatever they said.
I would prefer the Battle of Peach Cobbler over what happened in the ring.
Right.
I would prefer that.
So apparently MVP was on a nice little tirade tonight and decided he was going to basically put all of the good guys in matches against each other.
Which, as you know, makes for a heck of a wrestling product because fans love it when they don't know who to boo.
They also love it when the two faces don't want to hurt each other, so they have really weak matches.
Mm-hmm.
So let's point out some things.
Okay. Should we say fact after every one of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the American Wolves. I almost said the American Dragons, and that would be bad. But yet a far more talented match. Had a match against each other.
Yep.
Which was stupid. Davey Richards was selling a rib injury during the match, and the entire match, Kenny King had a microphone, and he said, "If you guys don't actually fight, I'm gonna go tell MVP, and you're gonna lose the." Oh, by the way, backstory real quick: if they didn't actually wrestle, they were going to be stripped of the tag team titles. And Kenny King is going, "I'm gonna run and tell MVP I'm gonna run and tell MVP that you guys weren't actually fighting. You're gonna lose the tag team titles." And I'm thinking to myself, MVP doesn't have a television, I see, and relies on people actually out by the ring to tell him what happened.
We've learned a lot of things that people in TNA do not watch their own product.
No, even live when they're actually
even live when they're not only in the arena but in the ring. Yeah. And I'll get to that later. But yeah. I also figured out why I hate Kenny King so much, and it's because he reminds me of Kevin Hart. And in fact, the Affirmative Evolution faction, I've gotten permission to call them that now.
You talk the wheels.
They are the cast of Think Like a Man 2.
Yep.
And it's kind of horrible. So but anyway, continue.
And then he put Austin Aries and Samoa Joe in a contract versus contract match. Basically, loser gets fired, or as most people call that, loser leaves town match.
Yep. And I wanted both people to lose somehow.
A double count out somehow.
Yeah.
And Bully Ray, during that match, Bully Ray and Eric Young come out and basically pull the ref out of the ring. Then they knock the ref out because ref bumps.
Well, this was after a heated conversation with the ref backstage.
Yes.
Like they were saying, the ref was saying, "Listen, I have a family to feed." He said it about a bazillion times that he has a family to feed and that he's going to do what he has to do. He's like, "You guys wrestle, I'll be a referee. I gotta do what I gotta do."
Which is not a lie.
Yeah.
So he basically they knocked the ref out, and then MVP, Kenny King, and Blashley come out onto the ramp, and they start talking. Like Bully Ray starts saying words. By the way, can we bring back good Bully Ray? The one where he was like smarmy asshole. Can we bring back heel Bully Ray? Except the not like kids on people's kids on.
I would almost rather bring back Bully Ray, who is married to Brooke Hogan.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that guy. That was a good character. That was fun to watch.
So, at some point, he looks around and he goes, "Well, he's like, how about we have a match, tough guy, because you can't have a Bully Ray promo with a tough guy, between Bully Ray, Eric Young, Samoa Joe, and Austin Aries versus Team Affirmative Evolution and EC3."
Yep.
And it was EC3 did look like he didn't want to be there, and it was pretty rough.
And not to mention, yeah.
Hold on. So this is now an 8-man tag match, but it's an 8-man first blood match.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mad Mike, you've watched a lot of wrestling in your time.
I have indeed.
So, can you go ahead and explain to me what a first blood match is?
Well, you see, AJ, a first blood match is generally a match when the feud has been centered around making people bleed. And so they have a deciding match in which the object is to make someone else bleed.
Right. And that match is a no disqualification match, correct?
That is correct. And
Okay.
it's also generally a singles match because of HIV, I think. Because why would you want to have multiple people bleeding?
Right. Fair enough. So, what you're telling me here is that it's a no disqualification match, meaning anything goes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's true. So, you would think that maybe in a multiple-person match, tags really wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, you would think that there would be mass pandemonium. I mean, there's 8 guys, 4 on a side that dislike each other. You would think there would be mass pandemonium.
Yes, total carnage. In fact, you would think there would be wrestling mayhem.
I see what you did there, and 2, I love the fact that you said total carnage and just kept going. Like nothing happened.
No, as soon as I said total carnage, I realized wrestling mayhem is a better go-home. So.
Right. So you have this. What ends up happening is a completely normal 8-man tag match with absolutely no allusions to any sort of disqualification or blood until the very, very, very end, where Ethan Carter goes for the Stinger Splash, misses Blades, and then Bully Ray hits him with the chain. However, while watching the replays, you can clearly see that Ethan Carter is bleeding long before the chain gets there.
Yep. And I would like to point this out. This, to me, signifies the end of Ethan Carter's undefeated streak.
Still hasn't been pinned.
Not been pinned, but this time he was the one who actually lost the match.
Correct. It was what I like. That match was what I like to call fucking pointless.
That match was what I like to call TNA.
Cross the line.
Yeah.
Dixie Carter moments of the evening. EP saying, "Pour yourself a glass of Merlot, sit back, and let me handle my things." And she just very calmly, he like walked into a room, and she starts to walk away, and she goes, "It's Cabernet." And then she kept walking, which is funny to me because that's a total mom wine. By the way, that's a completely normal, regular people wine. I had a lovely Cabernet Sauvignon last night with a very expensive steak. Anyways, bone in fillet, my friend, bone in fillet.
So back to the match. What happened right after the match? There physically was not enough time for everyone who was on the losing end of the match to get backstage.
No, let's
not enough time. There was not enough time. There wasn't at all, unless they fucking ran.
No, let's call a couple things out. One, there was not enough time to get backstage. Two, Bobby Lashley had his hat and shirt on, and so did MVP.
And none of them looked winded.
No,
none of them looked winded at all.
Yeah. So they started beating up EC3 backstage. EC3 is still bleeding, so it's clear that they went backstage and then toweled off and then put their stuff back on and then proceeded to have the beatdown, which is not really so much of a beatdown. Dixie Carter comes in, basically makes them let him go, and she says there's going to be consequences. They've all been warned or something or other.
Yep.
There was a beautiful people match. They wrestled. So let's consider.
It was 100% less homophobic this week, which was nice.
Strong start, TNA.
It was a good change.
All right, so Mike, I'm also going to ask you a question here.
Yes.
If I don't need you, don't help me.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed help. What are you going to do?
I'm going to not help you.
Okay, good.
Because you told me not to help you.
Right.
You told me not to, even though I said many, many times that I wanted to help.
Right. But I don't want you to help.
Okay, I know, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to help.
Beautiful. So it's Angelina Love versus Madison Rayne for the Knockouts title. And basically they're starting to team up on Madison Rayne outside of the ring. Brittany comes down because Brittany is a thing. And towards the end of the match, Velvet Sky gets up. Angelina Love is distracting the ref. It's the hairspray maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany's standing right there, doesn't do anything.
Yes.
Lets Madison get sprayed in the face and pinned. Angelina Love retains the title.
Yes.
And then Brittany walks away. They then cut to a backstage segment where Madison Rayne then proceeds to ask, "What were you doing? Why didn't you help me?" And Brittany, God bless her for this one.
Brittany is the voice of reason in TNA. And that's because she just got there.
Brittany looks at her and says, "You told me not to." And then walked away.
Yep.
And it was perfect.
And Madison just looked like, oh, fuck, she's right.
For half a second, though, but at the same time, she's still mad. But it was like...
Well, yeah, she was still mad, but she was like, God damn it. Hoisted by my own petard.
And then there was the Gunner in the Magneto prison with Sam Shaw.
Yeah, we're I don't know. I want it on record. I used to like the Sam Shaw gimmick. I did. I really used to like it a lot. But now he got thrown into Magneto's prison.
Yep.
And they were playing Go Fish.
Yep.
I'm not joking.
Nope.
And Sam Shaw wasn't even playing correctly because he didn't look at his cards.
Well, because he's Sam Shaw.
Well, yeah, he said, I just know. He knew what his cards were, so apparently he's developing X-ray vision, which will make his stalking of Christy Hemme a lot easier.
Yep. Hide behind walls and everything.
Yep.
So yeah, there was a couple of those segments, including one where he showed Gunner was going through his drawings and found a drawing of Gunner.
Because his name is Simon, and he likes to do drawings.
Oh my God, did you just bring the drawing sketch out? Alright. So there was that, and then, my dad's at work, so I'm in a bathtub. Do you want to see my drawings? Congratulations.
Do you want to see my bum?
Simon Shaw. And then the last segment that we'll talk about.
Well, no, hold on. I have to mention something that bothered me the most about this segment.
Go ahead.
And it wasn't something that happened on TNA.
Oh, okay.
It was a tweet from Christy Hemme.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, my God.
Get to it.
Fucking God.
Hey, Mike, can you do me a favor here, real quick?
Yeah.
Can you recap this? Can you recap this feud in 10 seconds?
All right. Basically, Sam Shaw has an
Uh,
unhealthy obsession with stalking Christy Hemme.
okay,
At first, it started with a nice date.
sure.
Christy found his rape closet, which we like to call the hemisphere, and she decided that she wanted to keep things professional, which is fine, except Sam Shaw decided that, no, I'm going to creepily stalk you.
No means
Um, then after Sam Shaw won a bunch of matches, um, he brought out a half mannequin dressed as Christy Hemme. Not awkward at all.
no.
Then somehow Sam Shaw's apartment changed to a house where his mother, who is also named Christy, also a redhead, and he lives in the basement where he has bunk beds and gets apple pie delivered to him from his mother every single day. And then they had a loony bin match, and Christy Hemme was the one who helped Mr. Anderson throw Sam Shaw into the loony bin.
Okay, so longer than 10 seconds, but recap the feud nicely.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a good feud. I liked the feud.
Okay, so what did Christy Hemme tweet?
So Christy Hemme had something to say about the segment,
Mm-hmm.
and she tweeted out, "This segment with Gunner and Sam Shaw looks just like a movie. Very cool."
So, at one point, was Christy Hemme not knocked out and basically medical table lady rape things?
If Christy Hemme actually watched the product, she would know that Gunner is trying to get Sam Shaw out of the mental institution which she placed him in.
Right.
Yeah. But after months of, even on the fucking Impact podcast, not talking about Sam Shaw, specifically because it made her uncomfortable, which is fine.
Correct. Absolutely.
She goes out of her way to say, "Oh, cool segment. Cool story, bro. Tell it again." Like,
Continuity. You're not.
it's almost like as soon as a feud stops in TNA, all of those characters completely reset.
It's like Groundhog Day.
What? No, it's worse than Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day would mean we get the same thing over again where he's just stalking Christy, which I'd be fine with. But we're getting something infinitely worse, where people just ignore that you were sexually harassed, stalked, and almost raped by this guy, and you're saying, "Oh, cool segment." I like the lighting. I like the lighting in that. Yeah. Looks like a WWE film. I like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Thursday night war wrap-up.
Wait, there's one more thing. More.
Oh, yeah, another awkward thing. I was trying to avoid it and wrap this up.
I'm sorry. There's too much. There's too much horribleness in TNA. All right, I'm gonna rapid fire this shit quick. Okay.
Go.
Hey Magnus.
Yep.
Bram, you were telling Bram that he doesn't know what it's like to wrestle Willow. Bram's first match in TNA was a 2-on-1 handicap match with you against Willow. And then 2 weeks later, he wrestled, guess who? Willow. So shut the fuck up, watch your own product, watch your own in-ring matches, and stop being an idiot. Secondly, I love that Robbie E is afraid of clowns. I love it. I love it more than anything. And the horn off between Zema Ion's air horn and Crazy Steve's bicycle horn was the best thing on TNA this week. It was perfect. And Mr. Anderson can go fuck himself.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson tried to pretend that he was Cowboy James Storm and really just became Oklahoma 2.
Yep.
Because
apparently Mr. Anderson is the guy who drinks non-alcoholic beer in order to get someone else drunk, and then takes that person outside of a bar and beats the shit out of him. But guess what, guys? He's the face.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's really all we can say.
that's all we have. Ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
wait, who won this week? AJ, you didn't see NXT.
I'm just going to go in NXT off top. I mean, 8-man.
NXT!
NXT wins because 8-man first blood match.
NXT could have literally just shown Tyler Breeze's music video and Bo Dallas's farewell video on a loop for an hour, and it would have won.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even watch NXT, and I'm giving NXT the win. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is finally, we're actually wrapping this up this time.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Thursday Night War wrap-up show. I am Bo Diggity. That is Mad Mike.
Mad Mike 4883 on the Twitters.
Mad Mike 4883 on the Twitters, at AJ from PGH on the Twitters as well. You can find us every Tuesday night at live.sorgatronmedia.com, where we record the Wrestling Mayhem show sometime in the 9:30-ish Eastern Standard Time range. You can also follow us on Twitter at Mayhem Show. Send us an email at
Good times!
at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, and call the hotline 412-206-WMS0 if you want to leave voicemails like I do a lot.
Leave drunk voicemails. We love them.
Yeah, we will play them.
And also, if you like movies, and I know you do because the Marine is on right in the background, and everyone loves the Marine.
Yeah, Johnson gets me off. What?
On SorgatronMedia.com at around 5:30 on Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday evenings, you'll see Mad Mike, Sorg, and the Rambling Mango for the Movie Minute.
There you go. Plug away. This has been the Thursday Night War wrap-up. We crossed the line.